I just say the most horrific scene for me was having to go down on Xavier in a really tiny Vita. It's not easy and I got a lot of bruises.
You don't get answers like that at the Elgin, do you? We have another question here. Yes. So the question was about the soundtrack. Did you have songs in mind, or did they come out of the scene? I mean, basically Lola's song. Like, was that there, or?
Yeah, we had Lola's song cleared before we started shooting because we knew that was her song. and also Lonesome Loser by the Little River Band that opens the film, and Brent's dad singing along to it, so we needed that in place. And other than that, I mean, I think about 60% of the songs stayed as they were picked before we started shooting, and it was a matter of clearing them. And during the edit, we found some other songs that sort of fitted the tone a little bit more. But I think there's 20 songs in all. Yeah, it's a cool soundtrack. I hope we get to release it.
When does the movie get released in Australia?
Is it January or February?
We don't know yet, but sometime early next year.
We were talking about Valentine's Day for the heart.
Who else do we have here? Yes.
Yeah, that was fucking excellent. And
Thanks, man. I'll pay you later.
do you think it's the most violent Australian film ever?
I hope so. I mean, I think we were trying to push the envelope, but I think that's where the the parallel prom story is so important, because we wanted to sort of take the audience to the point where couldn't really take it anymore, and then you have a bit of a breather, and then jump straight back into the hell.
I mean, the pacing of between the intense sheer pain to the hilarity of the prom. I mean, just talk about trying to balance that. Like, did you always? I mean, is that the kind of the Evil Dead part, the fun part of the?
I mean, with the Evil Dead thing was really just one location. I mean, we ended up having a few more. And also, it's a sort of I mean, Sam Raimi is an absolute god, and just visually he can be quite insane. And we wanted to sort of get to that level of madness. I mean, I think there's a kind of hopefully a sort of Lynchian madness to it as well. It's sort of like Mark was saying, we start off in slick Breath on the Simpson territory, and then hopefully sneak up and drop a tap of acid in everyone's coke.
Again, another answer you don't hear at the Elgin Award. Who else do we have? Yes, here.
You see a lot of couples in horror. You don't have to see father-daughter dynamics. What was your influence for the father-daughter?
What were the influence for the father-daughter dynamics? And that's not kind of a recurring thing you see as much in horror films.
Yeah, I mean, I hadn't seen that before, and I'm from Tasmania, and we're pretty close down there.
You're just spitting them out here.
Well, I mean, for me, it's where does Princess come from? And I think Daddy is the Frankenstein, and he probably would have been a serial killer, but he probably kind of existed on the periphery of society, and when Princess was born, I think he kind of felt something for the first time, and she sort of brought him back to life, and he would do absolutely anything for her. And just with Bright Eyes, I kind of this is just a little tiny bit of backstory, but I think like the first boy that ever turned Princess down when she was about 5. I think Bright Eyes, or Princess's mum, was probably going to report it to the police, and so then Daddy had to make a choice between Bright Eyes and Princess, and he chose Pink. I'm not sure whether I answered the question, but I was just streaming conscious rambling, sorry.
And you're in the front row.
More backstory. Okay.
Hold on a second.
More backstory. What I was wondering about is the one that got away, that caused the accident that we saw at the beginning of the film. Was that her boyfriend or her brother?
Brother.
So it was the son of the sheriff.
Yeah.
I guess we never found out what went, or was that part of cutting room floor, whatever happened to the guy with the heart carved on his chest got away.
Yeah, I think he's died of exposure. We did have a shot of him still sort of wandering in the woods, but we just didn't need it in the end. I'm not sure where he is. Maybe he's in the audience.
What else we have? In the very back there, yes. Yell it out, sir.
Just wondering if there's actually any plans for an American release down in North America, and if when it gets released to DVD, if it doesn't have an American release for purchase it.
Well, down in North America, as you said, that's one of the great things about the film festival here. We're launching these films. A lot of these films do not have any distribution. This is the first time that the buyers are seeing the films. So hopefully at the end of the week, there might be an answer. Who knows? I mean, that's the kind of the fun excitement of this. You guys are like the first audience to see it outside of Australia because it's screened at the Melbourne Film Festival. And so who knows where the film's going to go from here. So hopefully it'll be coming to theaters near us soon. And I think we've got probably time for one more question.
Yeah.
All right, so one more question. There, sir. Yes, sir. Glasses.
I really loved how you were able to pace out some of the really long takes. I was wondering how long did it take before you seeing it when to cut, especially when the final shot of the movie, like when you decide and then cut that 1 second shot. How did you pace out those long takes?
So your question is, there were a lot of long takes in the film, and how did you kind of realize how to pace that before you're like, okay, that's too much? I mean, at the end where you see, there's the car, we're looking for her, and the same with the drill, like how did you decide to keep that in that pacing? Or maybe that's a question for your editor as well.
Yeah. I mean, with the drill, hopefully I can speak for Andy as well, but I think the idea was to push it as far as humanly possible before everyone walks out of the theatre, so that it sort of works as a real kind of slingshot effect for the rest of the film. So when he finally gets out, and it's payback time, and Princess getting run over. I mean, it's happened quite a few times in horror films where the antagonist gets run over, but I mean that really is the life and death moment, and I think Robin's performance is really incredible in that moment, and it's so hypnotic, and sort of the longer it holds, the more the audience are going, oh, when's it going to happen? And it happens.
Yeah, her performance was incredible. And tell her that we missed her. The film looks gorgeous. Looks absolutely beautiful.
Like it does. Well, you guys can stand up again. Andy and Simon.
Another film playing in the Dialogue series this year. I believe it's on Friday. And it was a film which was featured. How many people saw Not Quite Hollywood? It was a film which was featured in the Australian film exploitation documentary Not Quite Hollywood, which, if you want to know more about insane Australian films, look out for that. Not Quite Hollywood. And it's called Wake and Fright. It's directed by Canada's own Ted Kotcheff. And it's 1969. It's Australian. It's got Donald Pleasance in it. And it's about a guy who gets lost in the outback. And all you do in the outback is drink, hunt kangaroos, drink, beat each other up, drink, 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 drink. It is insane. And it's watching this film now was making me think a lot about Wake and Fright, which is something that I think apparently most film students have to see.
Yeah, apparently I feel really guilty. I've never seen it.
But be sure to check that out because we've got Ted Kotcheff, who also directed Weekend at Bernie's.
Yeah!